Whew, they say the first is the worst, right? We just gonna do it. The lights are on. I can't see where the hole is for the camera, so I'm just gonna look in the general vicinity. I have my notes here to make sure that I stay on topic, and just want to get started with this long form content. I don't even know if I'm supposed to say that, but you know what? We're doing it, okay? We're here, we're awkward, we're making it happen. You can look successful to everyone else and still feel like a stranger to yourself. Hi, I'm Brooke Olivia. I'm a joy and confidence coach, and today we are talking about how high achievers tend to self-abandon the most. High achievers secretly struggle with self-abandonment, and I want to kind of dig in because what we don't realize is that we sabotage ourselves a lot. We sabotage the things that we want to do, the things that we don't feel comfortable with, the things that scare us. We find every reason to not make it happen. And so I want to talk to you about that. So do you ever notice how the more you accomplish, the more you feel like there's still so much left to do? It is a real thing. And sometimes when you're focused on the destination, you forget to enjoy the journey. You forget to watch how progress is being made. You forget to celebrate the mini wins along the way. These are things that tend to come up when we're overachievers. When it comes to high achievers, these are the things you want to look for as far as self-abandonment is concerned. Overworking, that's a huge one. Ignoring your intuition, knowing that you have a gut feeling but not trusting that gut. Needing validation all the time, checking in with everyone to see, is this right? Should I do it this way? How does this feel? Also, suppressing your feelings in order to remain professional. It's not a bad thing to be a high achiever, right? You have your goals that you're working toward, you're putting in the discipline, you're making sure that everything happens. But the thing is with high achievers is that they tend to burn out the fastest. And it's not even that they're burning out from the lack of effort, it's more about self-abandonment. And so if you think about high achievers, always saying yes to everything, even though their body is screaming, no, I need rest. Overthinking everything because they want it to be perfect. Can we say perfectionist? Don't get me started on that soapbox. Working on goals that don't even excite them anymore because it's just like, okay, what do I need to accomplish now? Just always feeling that constant need for validation. And believe me, I've been there too. We've all gone through it. So just to share a little bit on this, a lot of you know that before I went into coaching, I was a teacher. And I remember when I felt I was at my most successful was when I was in Abu Dhabi. And I was out there for 6 years, living it up, enjoying life to the fullest, traveling, all the things. And I felt like I was showing up as my most successful. But there was still a part of me that felt very much insecure, very much invisible, very much like I'm doing all these things, but I wasn't being seen. That's a very uncomfortable place to be, where you feel like you're doing everything right, you're showing up the way that you should, but there's still something that feels like it's not enough. What you're doing is not enough. The amount of travel is not enough. And I found that with every goal I had, everything that I was trying to accomplish, it was never enough. And so the pressure of that kind of led to this sort of empty feeling, and it was just uncomfortable all the time. And I didn't realize that I was feeling this way until I found myself out on my balcony. I was on the 25th floor and I was sad. And I just kept finding myself in this place of sadness and devastation. And it's like, you have this gorgeous view. You get to watch the sunrise over the ocean, whether it was man-made or not, still remains to be seen. But it's like, I had this beautiful life and wasn't able to fully appreciate it for what it was because I felt like I still wasn't showing up as myself. I still wasn't doing enough. And it shook me to my core because I'm like, what is going on in my head that I'm not really grateful? And so what I realized is that I was trying to take care of everything and everyone but myself. I was focused on how I looked, how I showed up, what I could do for other people, how I could help them. But I wasn't focused on me specifically. I didn't take care of myself first. Where we tend to abandon ourselves is with putting other people first, with not taking care of our own personal needs, with just pushing all of that shit down until it ends up bubbling up at an inopportune time. I want to just focus in on awareness, because that is the key to getting started with all of this. Being self-aware and knowing where you stand with certain things and being able to confidently stay in that place and say, no, this is what I believe. That's where the first step comes in. So let's discuss this self-abandonment, because I want to make sure you understand the specific meaning of it so that you can know how to apply things moving forward. I like this definition here. Self-abandonment is what happens when your achievements are fueled by fear of not being enough. If you're finding yourself suppressing your own needs, focusing more on other people, being a people pleaser, we talk about that so much in my coaching program. Not feeling like anything you accomplish is enough, not celebrating yourself, finishing a goal and then jumping onto the next thing without even really just taking advantage of appreciating what you've done. These are all signs of self-abandonment. Do any of those resonate with you right now as you're listening? I want to encourage you to first be aware of what's happening. Be aware of the problem, right? If you realize every time someone asks you to do something, you're choosing them over yourself, that's something to pay attention to. So once you found awareness, then you move on to the next step. The next step is to pause. You want to take a moment before you answer and offer assistance and jump to do other people's bidding. Take a moment and think to yourself, is this something I really want to do? And it's okay to pause and take a moment and make that decision. And then third, you want to take a moment to reconnect to yourself. Ask yourself questions. What is it that I really need right now? Is this something that I'm doing for me, or is this something that I'm doing for validation? Really get clarity on why you're doing what you do before you make any decisions. So if this is something that hits home to you, I would love for you to take my free Shine Self-Awareness Quiz. It's gonna help you see the parts of yourself that are quietly being left behind, especially if you're not realizing that that's happening. It will help you to figure out how to come back home to yourself. If you like this video and you'd like to see more, please definitely hit the thumb, hit the subscribe button. You guys know how this works over here. This is new for me. But definitely stick around, because we're gonna have much more to talk about. So again, I'm Brooke Olivia. Thank you for being here, and see you in the next video.